Hello everybody and welcome to Front Row Racing. It's time for round 2 on F1 2016 in Season 7 of Front Row Racing's World Series from the Bahrain International Circuit. A track that is 5.4 kilometres in length, and I think we're heading over to the track soon for a 29 lap race, which I'm hoping is going to be one hell of a race and much better than what we had in the World Series last or 2 weeks ago, but we will soon find out. I'm from a Racing DP, otherwise known as Ted Craftsticks, and I'm joined in the commentary box today by TempFear and Arazor21, known as Temp Gauge, and Anthony David's sister. And I'm going to hand over to those two for a moment to see what they've got to say about today's event.
Well, I'm going to laugh first of all because you just reminded me of his commentary name again. I completely forgot that was his name, but anyway, yeah, we're at round 2, Bahrain. What are you hoping for this week, Razor? Or your, well, actually, I'm not going to say the commentary name, I'll just laugh. But yeah, what are you hoping for this week?
Well, great racing and yeah, we had a last race a tight end, but I hope we have like a much tighter race, mid race and start of the race, and not only the few laps, last few laps.
Do you,
what about you?
Do you think? Carry on.
What about you? What do you think about the race?
Oh, I was just going to say, do you think anyone would have learned anything from the previous race, and do you think they're going to gain any knowledge from that and experience, and mean they'll perform better tonight?
Well, the last race was the first race of the season, so now everyone is a bit more experienced and hopefully not so nervous, so less mistakes and yeah, cleaner racing.
Well, that we can hope. It's probably a track they're probably more comfortable on. That's what I found anyway. Australia's a challenging track, especially compared to Bahrain. But going through the results from Australia, we had Mystic Joker coming out on top, winning the race. What a great strategy call and good race overall for him. I couldn't really fault it. And in second, we actually have Front Racing JS in the McLaren, and he benefited. He got moved up to second, from penalties with Lefty Hardtail, who did finish second on the road. He dropped down to third with a 20-second penalty, which I'm not actually too sure was for. I can't remember. But then in fourth, we have Hybrid Nuke in the Censored Williams. He also had 15 seconds of time penalties, though, so I think that dropped him down. Yeah, that dropped him down a place. Fifth, we have James Shaw's, or the Front Racing JS's teammate of Front Racing GP, also in the McLaren. So they're actually not top of the constructors. The Manners are. Sixth, Hindle. They also had quite a few penalties as well, so I think we wanted to correct that tonight. Seventh, Jason. Good clean race for him. Eighth and ninth, Rickster. 10th, Andy Russell. Not quite close between all of those. 11th, Farfat. 12th, Millstars and Toro Rosso. 13th, RDB. 14th, Dave the Harp. And then Konzo, Mr. Everglow, the admin's pit car, Nightwalker, and Richie Davey all didn't finish the race. So as I say, in the constructors, we have the manner of Yankin Limey on 40 points, Mental Age of 10 McLaren on 28, Censored Williams on 12, Petrol Pumpers Mercedes on 8, Old Crash Test Dummies Ferrari on 6, just these names are getting longer, $1 Million Herbie Toro Rosso on 4, New Age Outlaws Red Bull on 2, Wrong Tires Renault on 1, and the admin's rookie car and Hey Ho Double Toe Force India on 0.
People think it's so easy just reading out some names.
Some of them are like stupidly long.
I know, it makes it very awkward. But anyway, for your first attempt, that's not too bad. Okay, I'm just going to have a quick run through just to let everybody know who's in what team, what drivers we've got where. In the Mercedes, which is the Petrol Pumpers Mercedes, we do have Hindle and Konzo, a new pair of teammates for this season. In the Old Crash Test Dummies Ferrari, we have Jason and Dave the Harp, and in the Censored Williams we have Nightwalker and Hybrid Nuke. In the Red Bull, which is, I think, what was their name again? They're the WWE fans. It's the New Age Outlaws Red Bull. We've got MX Everglow, and it's usually Rickster, but unfortunately Rickster has had a late delay to being able to attend tonight. Massively disappointing for him. And in the Force India, which is the Hey Ho Double Toe Force India, we've got Farfber and RDB. In the Wrong Tyres Renault, we've got Richie Davey and Andy Russell. And then in the Toro Rosso, we have Millstar and Ant 69, and their team name being $1 Million Herbie. In the Sauber, we've got TempFear and Arazor. They're obviously part of the commentary team today. And then we've got the mental age of 10, and that's about right, McLaren, from a Racing GP and from a Racing JS. In the Yanken Limey Manor, we've got round one's winner, Mystic Joker, and a reserve driver called up for by Lefty Hardtail, and that's Twist Royalty, who won both of the World Series reserve races that have been taken place so far. And then in the Haas, we've got myself, we can ignore me, and Emza 8, who will be the admin's pick rookie driver for this event. So good luck to all of those guys, and I think it is about time that we send the drivers over to the track. We can give them the notice that we're all ready, and it's time for them to head over to the Bahrain International Circuit, where we shouldn't really see any rain, but there's always a possibility that it could happen. It can still rain in the desert. However, what I'm looking forward to is last time out in Australia, it was a very difficult event for a number of drivers. I'm interested to see, as you two were mentioning a few moments ago, whether the drivers have learnt from round one, or even whether they've learnt anything from the World Championship race that happened last night. Either of those could help them today. Strategy, tyre compounds, all that kind of stuff could have a major part to play here in the Front Row Racing World Series. But it's time to head over to the circuit for the qualifying session. And as we're doing that, I'm going to throw a quick question out there to Arazor and Temp. Is there anyone you think may go and steal pole position here?
I got a feeling Hindle's going to want to take it back, especially from last week. I think he's going to be a man on a mission, so Hindle pole.
I'm going for Hybrid Nuke.
Ooh.
He was fast last season, so he's going to show his speed this race.
Definitely want to keep an eye out for. Just having a quick look at the potential tyre compounds. I won't run through them all. They're all there on the screen for the viewers to have a look at. Now, when it comes to the tyre compounds, guys, I mean, how do you think most people are going to go? Do you think they're going to go softer, go aggressive, go smack bang in the middle with a balanced tyre choice? Or do you think harder may be the better way around this track?
Well, I think personally most drivers will go balanced. Myself, yesterday I went softer. I threw a bit of a gamble in. But like I said, I think the majority will go balanced. Maybe on tracks with more high I see some try and do the harder and play it into their strategy for the race.
And what about yourself, Tony?
I think people are going to qualify with super softs, so they are going for more harder tires in the race. I did in last week reserves race, like soft, medium, soft, and I think that was spot on, but it depends on driving style and car setups and how you want to drive.
It definitely does. Just having a quick look at the weather for the qualifying session. Track temperature of 28 degrees and air temperature of 23. Let's see, for the race, track temperature of 30 degrees, starting off with 25 degrees air temperature, with that reducing, not by much, down by 1 degree on both. So, going to be dry, going to be dusty, going to be interesting as cars are already on their way out onto the track. We've got one of the Yanken Limey Manors heading out, and Andy Russell, who is also going out on track on the soft compound tyre. Now, I kind of tempted to agree with Arazor that many of the drivers will qualify on the super soft tyre. However, I think anybody that doesn't get into the top 10, I reckon we could see a whole host of different tyre choices for the start of the race. being put to
Yeah, if you're going to go from last night's race, if anything, going to take any notes from that, is it what? Everyone apart from one person outside the top 10 started on the softs, and the other person started on the mediums, so I think you'll see a lot of them try and copy that from yesterday and hope for a little surprise.
Definitely. Well, Twist Royalty is going to be the first to start a lap, I believe, and he's straight out onto the super soft tyre, and he's actually just backed out of the way and let Andy Russell through. Yeah, so just as I've gone through the whole of everybody on the grid, it's going to be Andy Russell to get the first lap in. Now, with the drivers' pre-race comments, I've not had any off Andy Russell, so no pre-race comments to sort of give from him or his teammate. They've gone rather quiet in the wrong tyres Renault, so I guess their name says it all. They'll probably pick some wrong tyres, but he's about to start a flying lap, and I'm just wondering if either of you two guys have got any ideas of sort of sector times that we want to be looking at for quick laps around here.
I think anything on the softs, if you can do a 28 in the first sector, you're looking good. The middle as well on the softs, I'd say a mid 39 or even a high 39 still a solid time, and then a low 23 or high 22 on softs. I'd say again in the last sector is a very, very respectable time.
If I remember rightly, yesterday, was it a 30.4 pole position time set on the super soft? I don't know if we're going to see lap times as quick as that today. We might do. Andy Russell's on the soft tyre done a 29.0, which actually, that's not too bad on the soft tyre. I mean, anything sort of mid to high 39 sector 2 might not be too bad either. Depends on whether he can get it in there.
Then in the I've lost him. Oh, change off him, right? 40.3. He might be a little bit disappointed with that little sector. He might feel like he can improve a little bit, but arguably a banker lap for him, very experienced. Can't really complain too much. He's still got a lot of time left.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if many drivers put a banker lap in on the soft compound tyre. It is a provisional pole with a 132.7, but I think that's going to change around quite a bit. Just having flicked on to Charlie here, who's on an out lap. Jason, he's on a timed lap. He's done a 29.3 sector 1 on the soft compound tyre. I see Nightwalker's done a 29.4 sector 1, also on the soft compound tyre. So let's see how he gets on through sector 2 and then sector 3, as Andy Russell is going to use that as his one and only qualifying lap that he's done, which is very interesting. Obviously wants to try and save those tyres. And now Nightwalker heading towards the final corner. He's giving the Haas there a little bit of a slipstream, but there's not a lot he can do about it. Let's see if he can get it into the final corner, which he does do. A little wiggly on the exit. It's a 41.6 sector 2 time. Lost a little bit of time there, but let's see where this will place him. Currently third and just been bumped down to fourth. So a little bit of time to try and find, as we've got a Ferrari coming out of the pits and a few cars making their way around the first corner.
Got a question for you.
Go ahead.
Did you expect to see any wet tyres today?
Not really, but actually possibly. I tell you what, before you say anything else, would you like to read out Front Row Racing GP's pre-race comments?
Well, give me a moment. I think it's the other drive. You might be surprised at though.
Front Row Racing GP. Question: have you had any issues with setting your car up for this race?
So he replied with this: not sure what to do with child toys because I don't know yet what to do with strategy. Considering bringing out the good old Intus to qualify, not had any issues set up for this race as I have been given one.
But it's not him that I've noticed on Intus at the moment.
No, it's his teammate Front Row Racing JS.
So, a little bit of a bluff?
Yeah, this might baffle a few people. Let's see what his lap time's going to be. It's only a 148.0. But yeah, okay, a little bit odd. Charlie just having a little bit of a sideways moment there, coming down to the final corners on the soft tyre. 29.6 sector 1, a 40.6 sector 2, missing the apex a little bit on the final corner, currently sitting in 9th place. Where is this going to put him across the line? It's 7th position for him. Have we got anyone going purple on the timing screens? Let's have a look. Hybrid Nuke is currently sitting on pole position with a 1:31.3. And let's see who else. Ant 69's on a lap. Jason, he's on his way into the pits, as is Nightwalker. JS, I think, will be as well. Konzo's got a little bit of an audio glitch. He's on an out lap. Dave the Harp on soft compound tyres, just making his way through sector 1. Let's see if he can get his sector 1 time lower than a 29. It's a 29.2. Have we got anybody else out there saying purples or on super soft tyres, guys?
Mussolini, he's on a lap. He's at a 29.0 in the first sector, so not purple, but again, it's respectable, especially for his first race in. So anything like clean, and it's good.
Dave the Harp here has got a car ahead of him, weaving all over the road trying to get some tyre temperature up. It's far enough ahead to not affect him at the moment, but we'll have to wait and see if he's going to get any closer. I'm just wondering what you've got in your vision there, Tony.
I was wondering what Twist Royalty is thinking when Hybrid Nuke stole his pole for now, and the gap between those two guys is like 3 thousandths of a second, so it's pretty close.
What it is, I tell you what, for Twist Royalty though, I mean, it's an interesting situation for him as Dave the Harp goes 7th. It is an interesting situation for Twist Royalty because obviously he's in as a reserve driver, as Hindle is out on track on the super soft tyre. He's already been through sector 1. Yeah, Twist Royalty is in as a reserve driver, but he's had a couple of wins in the World Series reserves. So he's kind of coming to this with plenty of confidence. And I think any kind of qualifying result in the top 10 for him would be a good qualifying result. So I don't think he'll mind being pipped to pole position a little bit, because it's how he'll get on in the race that may really decide how he feels. But let's see what Hindle's going to do through sector 2. So 39.4, so a 28.7 and a 39.4. Are either of those purples, do you know, guys? Or has he backed out of it? It looked like he was going slow for a moment then.
I believe his middle sector is purple, and he's about 2/10 up overall for the first 2 sectors on Hybrid Nuke. So
he's backed out of it and he's going into the pits.
that is surprising. His 2 sectors were on par for pole.
That is very surprising. Now, Mystic Joker, he's out on track, and I tell you what, he's done a 28.7 sector 1 on the soft tyres, but it's a slow sector 2 with a 42.1. He's currently sitting in 21st place, and he's going into the pits as well. Okay, maybe that was an in-lap for him, but well, he's not set a lap time yet. So we've got our sort of 2 of our many championship protagonists at the moment sitting in 20th and 21st. From Racing GP has gone out on the intermediate tyres. And let's see.
I'm sure he's got about 4th lap on them.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Like it anyway.
Okay, I think we're at that point of the session where we've got quite a few people that are on the way back to the pits. Konzo's car is going very, very slowly. I think he may be out of fuel. Let's see, RDB, he's done, I think he's on an in-lap by the look of those sectors.
I think Twist Royalty is just setting himself up to start a lap on the super softs in the final corner now.
Okay, so let's see, what did Twist Royalty have to say when asked for his pre-race comments? You know what? He didn't actually want to say anything, did Twist Royalty, but yeah. Well, now being on the super soft tyre for the second time in this session, he needs to try and find about half a second in sector 1 to try and really fight for pole position. Sector 2 time's not too bad, and to be honest, the Sector 3 time's not too shabby either. So if you can find half a second in that Sector 1, he may be able to put a bit more of a challenge in for pole position, but it's a 29.1 first sector.
I think he's got quite a bit of wing on. He's got Sector 2 and Sector 3, he's purple, but Sector 1 is saying slacking. 22.6 in the final sector. I haven't done that, so I'd take that. I would have. If you offered me that yesterday, I'd have bit your hand off.
Well, we'll have to see what his second and third sectors are going to be. I'm interested to know if the McLarens are going to go out on dry tyres as well. I mean, maybe they're just playing a tactical game, but Twist Royalty then a 39.3. So he's improved in...
3/10 up on his last lap so far.
Yeah, like I say, he's improved in Sector 1 and in Sector 2, and if he can match his Sector 3, he'll improve his lap time. Is it going to be enough to take provisional pole position? We are about to find out as he makes his way towards the finish line. For some reason we've got yellow flags flying there, and it is. It's a pole position of a 131.141. So now 2/10 between them. Who else? We've got a few guys in the garages. Nightwalker, he's back out on track on a flying lap, and I tell you what, he's done a Sector 1 time of a 29.1, which matches Twist Royalty. So if you can have a good Sector 2 here, we could see Nightwalker making moves towards the front row of the grid. DRS wide open, 2 corners to go before we get to the end of Sector 2, and 5 minutes left of the qualifying session.
We do have Hindle and Mystic Joker out on laps on Supersoft, so I'll let you know when the laps start.
Okay. Nightwalker's Sector 2 time was a 40.6. I'm trying to think, what was Twist Royalties? Was it a 40.2, 40.3? Alright, okay, so a bit of time lost in the middle sector then, perhaps for Nightwalker, as he's about to cross the line. So what did Nightwalker have to say when we had a chat with him before the race?
Nightwalker, let me find him. There's that many drivers? It's hard to find people. There we go. So, he was a little unsure what his race would be like. To be honest, I should be top 10 easy, but then I shouldn't make mistakes like I did in Australia. Need a good race, just to feel like I'm not being a bad racer this season. That's Nightwalker's comments, and we do have Mystic Joker. He started his lap. He's at turn 4 now.
Okay, now let's see how we get on. Sector 1 timing line, it's a 28.6. That's the quickest I believe we've seen so far through Sector 1. Tony or Temp, if you want to keep an eye on what Hindle's going to do, and also what Hybrid Nuke may be doing if he's back out on track yet, as Mystic Joker, round 1 race winner. One hell of a race for him, to be honest. I mean, he qualified pole. With the problems through the safety car restarts, he ended up being at the back of the grid. He came all the way through to the front of the grid, I believe, to take the victory. I could be wrong there, but it was one hell of a race by him anyway. Let's see what his Sector 2 time is going to be. It's a 39.1. That's a fantastic Sector 2 time, that is. He's looking fairly comfortable and fairly smooth as well. He's only got 1 corner to go before he gets to the finish line. Very, very late on the brakes into the final corner, and very hard on the power on the way out of the corner as well. Get ready to pop open that DRS, and I've got a feeling this will be pole position. It is a 1:30.401. Fantastic lap by him there.
Hindle is going pretty fast here as well. Let's see if he can beat Mystic Joker.
Well, take us through his lap, Tony. He's done a pretty good Sector 1.
Yes, looks pretty clean. Let's see now.
You there, Tony?
Well, yeah, he's turning like...
I tell you, that's a good Sector 2 time.
So yeah, it's going to be pretty close between these two.
Hindle needs a good final sector here. He needs a 10th in this final sector over Mystic Joker, I think, to try and steal pole.
never seen a 22.5, let alone like 22.6, let alone 22.5. So if you did it, hands off.
So 22.6, it's second place. There's 2 tenths between them. Who else have we got out on track? Millstar, he's out on track. Is Hybrid Nuke? Hybrid Nuke is out on track. I think he's just setting himself up to complete one last flying lap. He is. He's coming into the final corner now. So, can Hybrid Nuke do anything about it? He's currently sitting in 4th place, which means I think Twitch Royalty is sitting in 3rd place at the moment, doesn't it, guys?
Yeah, but Hybrid's sitting in 4th with a set of softs at the moment, so he might not want to complete this lap. He might realise that he can actually start 4th on a set of softs.
Well, I mean, which would benefit him the most? That would be the question that he'll have to be sort of asking himself. I mean, what would you do if you're in 4th at the moment on a set of soft tyres? Would you go for this? I mean, let's see. Oh, he's done a 28.4 Sector 1. That's the fastest Sector 1 time we've seen, I think. I'm sure that's a purple sector.
Yeah.
So let's see what he's got through Sector 2 then. I mean, if he's going to go and stick it on pole position, then it's definitely worth bolting on the set of super soft tyres. He's now going to get ready to open up that DRS. Let's see, 39.1 was done by Mystic Joker and done by Hindle. We've got 20 seconds until we're going to be kicked out of the commentary booth, so we'll see the Sector 2 time, and then we'll have to wait to see whether he's going to be able to steal pole position. A little bit twitchy on the rear through turn 11 there. It's a 39.2 Sector 2, but that's not too bad. He's lost a 10th. Oh, big twitch there by the looks of it. That looked rather odd. I think that was as the time of the flag comes out, really. So 1 corner to go. Let's see if we can get on board with Hindle. Hybrid Nuke. Let's see if it's going to improve his position. Is the final sector good enough to confirm that pole position? It is! It's pole position for Hybrid Nuke. And there's the answer, Temp. That's why he put on the super soft tyre.
Well, Razor's got his prediction right.
Yeah, that he has.
Can you roll the lottery numbers for me, please?
I think the answer to that one might be no, because if Razor knows what the winning lottery numbers will be, he might keep that to himself.
Share it.
Share the wealth. Okay, now I don't think there's anybody else on a flying lap. If they are, I'm not able to go and view them. And in a few moments' time, I'm going to have to jump out of the lobby to be able to come back and view the start of the race. And while I'm doing that, TempFear and Tony will be able to take you through the qualifying order, which I will show on the screen for as long as I can before I jump out. But what a qualifying session there. I mean, I didn't get to have a look at whether either of the McLarens changed what tyres they were on. I mean, I'm guessing they're not going to be starting the race on a set of intermediate tyres.
Well, I hope not.
I like the way you both said the same thing. I hope not. Okay, so yeah, guys, if you want to take us through the grid order.
I will do. I'm just doing what James did yesterday, getting a picture, so I don't have to rush through it. And both McLarens did qualify in intermediates, so that's interesting. Anyway, pole position, we have Hybrid Nuke in the Williams, a 130.3 and a set of super softs, with Mystic Joker only half a tenth behind, so it's pretty tight between them two. Third, we have Hindle, also on super softs, 2 tenths behind that. Swiss Roy for his reserve race, sorry? Yeah, or is it? No, it is reserve race. 4th place for him. It's a good showing. 5th, we have Conzo, first driver on the set of soft tyres, so he'll be one to watch out for in the race. 6th, we have Jason on super softs. 7th, RDB on softs. 8th, Mr. Everzo on softs. 9th and 10th of Millstars and Mizzolini on super softs. And then we have 11th, we have Andy Russell on the softs. 12th, Ant on the softs. Dave the Harp in 13th, also on the softs. 14th, Nightwalker on super softs. And then 2 McLarens in 15th and 16th. Mental age of 10 McLarens, should I say, on the intermediates. And Farfbar in 17th on a set of softs. And Richie Davey didn't set a lap time. So that'd be interesting to see what he does.
Well, if Richie Davies hopefully he's not going to be starting behind the broadcast team, but if Oh dear. Well, he's going to have to be aware of that one and go around you. If you can let me know when the formation lap gets going. But something I noticed yesterday on the World Championship broadcast was the strategy the game suggested. It was either a 3-stop or a 4-stop strategy, going very aggressive on the tyres, which we saw from the World Championship race wasn't what was used yesterday. So strategy, I think, is going to be potentially all over the place here today.
Possibly. I only had a 2 and 3-stop, so you must be very hot on your tyres.
Well, I didn't do a lap, did I?
Well, formation lap slide anyway. And Andy Russell has changed what tyres he was going to start the race on. He's on a set of mediums. And everyone else at the back is on a set of softs. So they have done what I said, or what I expected.
Yeah, I'm not surprised if people sort of outside the top 10 go for softs or medium compound tyres. I would be surprised if they went for super soft tyres because there isn't really much of a gain to be had there. But anyway, I just thought I'd quickly mention as well, I should have mentioned this earlier, I'm not able to keep an eye on YouTube at the moment, so if anyone is making comments that we're not making any reference to, apologies there. I'm not sure if either one of these guys will be able to keep an eye on YouTube at the moment. Okay, Tony's there. I mean, if anyone does have any questions that they want to put to us during the race, feel free to put at FRR, and Tony will be able to get them to us. Now, I do know that a couple of people have been asking today about reserve drives. Now, one of the things that we do in Front Row Racing is we allow guys to call up a reserve driver, although there's a deadline for calling up a reserve, and that is 8 p.m. the night before the race. And there's good reasons for that, which I'm not going to go into, but if a driver isn't able to make a race beyond that deadline, they're not allowed a reserve. It's just the way we're doing it. It makes life so much easier that way, which some people may think, oh, well, that's unfair, but trust me, it works better that way. And obviously we have our World Championship reserves and World Series reserves events, which is where drivers can show what they've got to offer, so that if drivers like Lefty Hardtail can't make a race, they can call on a reserve, like Twist Royalty, for example, who has gone and popped himself in, what, 4th place on the grid?
Yep.
Yeah. So, there we go. Anyway, the cars are forming up on the grid now, and I think it may have come as a little bit of a frustration or a bit of a shock to Mystic Joker and Hindle of Hybrid Nuke getting onto pole position. It looks like he's doing quite a bit of tyre warming here at the moment, although it's more than likely just a visual glitch, because otherwise those tyres are going to be absolutely knackered. And we just wait now for the lights to come on. Are we close to forming up at the back of the grid there, guys?
Done now.
Yep. We are ready to go.
Okay. It's put me on a different someone else. We're on 5 lights, just about got it. So Hybrid Nuke about to start the race, and there we go, the lights are out. It looks like Mystic Joker's had a fantastic start to the race. Up the inside as Hindle's trying to attack around the outside, but I don't think the room's there to do it, as we're 5 wide a little further back. That's going to get very, very messy if they're not careful. And Twist Royalty very, very sideways there. But Hybrid Nuke is now down to 2nd place as Mystic Joker takes the lead. But Hybrid Nuke looking to take the position straight back into 4. No, he thinks better of it. Looked like it got very, very messy further down the grid as Mystic Joker and Hybrid Nuke are now side by side nearly into turns 5 and 6.
There was a collision.
Oh, Hybrid Nuke! Sorry, Tony. Hybrid Nuke, he's just been spun off the circuit. I didn't see exactly what happened. He's losing places all over the place, down to 14th, 15th. Oh my days, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Back onto the track in front of a Ferrari. That may be the chance of the win gone. Sorry, Tony, carry on. Tell us what you saw.
I didn't saw much, but there was a collision in the first corner with numerous cars involved.
Okay, if you have a look on the race directory, may be able to give you an update on who had a contact with who. I think the collision with Hybrid Nuke may have been side-to-side contact with Mystic Joker, but it definitely sent Hybrid flying off the track, which now puts Hindle in close range to potentially attack. And I tell you what, it's looking very, very busy in the middle of the field as well. I've not had a chance to go and have a look at those guys yet.
There was collisions between GP and Richie Davey, David Harp and Farpa, and Andy Russell collided with mid stars. No mention about Hybrid Nuke.
Okay. I'm just having a look at Milstar at the moment. He's right in the middle of a pack. We've got Jason, Milstar, Konzo, Andy Russell, Emzeleni8 and Farfba all in a little bit of a train here, all battling each other, getting very, very busy as their different tyre compounds are going to play a major part in the race here.
Speaking of tyre compounds, you've got Konzo on the sauce in 6th, but behind him, Andy Russell on a set of mediums.
Yeah.
Brilliant start.
Well, didn't Andy Russell start quite far down the order as well?
Started 11th.
Hindle is attacking Mystic Joker.
Yeah, he started 11th though, so to gain as many positions as he has on the hardest tyre, I think it's only him and Richie David that started on them, so he's done very well, as I say.
Well, Andy Russell he has races where somehow he's masterfully fast. He can also have quite a lot of bad luck, but as Tony mentioned, Hindle is attacking Mystic Joker. And obviously how many laps they did on these tyres and how much they pushed these tyres in the qualifying session will have had a massive effect, but Hindle's close enough now. DRS will not be available just yet. It'll get activated on this lap now, but I think Hindle's close enough to have a look. Mystic Joker going defensive into turn 1. Can Hindle go all the way around the outside, or is he going to look for the switchback? He's looking for the switchback to get the better exit out of turn 2. Is he going to have a run at him up to 4 as it looks very, very busy with Milstar in the background? Looks like he's coming under quite a lot of pressure. One of you guys may want to have a look at that. And also, I think it's Red Bulls in the background as well. That'll be MX Everglow.
Konzo just got the inside of Milstar, as you mentioned. He had a nice little run to turn 1, got him out of line and just made it easy for him to turn 4.
I don't want to focus too much all on this battle up at the front, but obviously if a change of the lead is going to happen, we're going to be interested to see it. And obviously this is a battle we expected and wanted to see at Australia. We just hope that Hybrid Nuke would have been at the head of this battle as well, because a 3-car battle is better than a 2-car battle. But here comes Hindle now with DRS. He's going to have a look into turn 11, decides better against it. But it does mean he will have DRS available down into turn 1 as Mystic Joker's a little out of shape. Guys, if you see anybody attacking anybody, just give it a shout and we'll go and have a look, unless Hindle's making this move. But he's definitely applying the pressure. But I've got to say, Twist, he's going for it now. He's trying to get up the inside into the final corner, or at least get Mystic Joker out to shape. Gets back onto the racing line to get the better exit. He's got a good exit. He's close enough here. DRS available. This should potentially be an easy move down into turn 1. With Mystic going defensive, sort of middle of the road, and Hindle having to go all the way around the outside. But Mystic Joker's straight line speed, he's got plenty of it.
He's got Konzo up the inside of Jason on the soft. He looks like the man on the move at the moment.
Oh! Sorry, Hindle and Mystic almost had a Rosberg and Hamilton moment from a few years ago. But you said Konzo, he's made a move on Jason, yeah?
Yeah, he's a man on the move at the moment on those soft tyres.
But so, special mention to Jason, he was 4th in after first lap, and so it was good start for Jason.
Well, Jason's one of those sort of, I don't want to really say dark horse, but he is a bit of a dark horse. I think he's got more than enough potential to get podiums this season. Mystic Joker and Hindle very, very close again in DRS range. Is Hindle going to go for it early? The thing is though, guys, I think if he goes for the move into turn 11 and gets ahead, he's basically giving Mystic Joker the DRS down the start finish, isn't he?
Yeah, but speaking about Andy Russell on the mediums, he's starting to have a little bit of a train form behind him with 5-6 cars, I think.
Well, what'll help Andy Russell is when the pit window comes into effect, because once that pit window opens and all those cars vacate the track that he's on, that'll give him plenty of opportunity to try and get some time. But here we go then with Hindle. He's not as close on this occasion. He's perhaps trying to maximise the slipstream even more. Having a look up the inside, but no, can't get the move done. Have we got any moves happening further down?
Mezzolini, far from made a move on the inside of him to turn 15. As he exits the corner, he's moved over to the right. I think he might have been trying to go for pit lane, and he's tagged the McLaren and then spun him round. I'm not sure if he's had damage. but either the worst part to have a spin with that number 5 cars or aiming them directly at him.
Okay. Right, let's see. So Mystic Joker still leading. I want to try and have a look at this sort of mid-pack. Millstart, he's in... So we'll go through a full run of the grid at the moment. So Mystic Joker still leading. Hindle, guy, one of you guys, if you want to keep an eye on these two, as I'll quickly run through the grid. So Hindle second place. Twist Royalty...
Hindle has, DRS now open. But yeah, go on.
Sorry,
no moves made.
Twist Royalty in third. Konzo, he's running in 4th place at the moment. Jason, alright, not too far behind him, are in 5th, but losing time on the super soft tyre. And then Millstar in 6th place, he's right behind Jason. Then we've got Andy Russell on the medium compound tyre. Farfber on the soft tyre, catching up to Andy Russell. And Front Row Racing, JS right on the back of Farfber. With Hybrid Nuke now in... Oh, I'll tell you what, JS is going for a move on Farfber, heading down into...
Mystic Joker pitted now.
He's pit. That's early. Is that not early for a pit stop?
You can still two-stop it. But you might just be trying to think, okay, run, do the infinite run, but get a bit of a gap, try and break the slip between the DRS.
Hybrid Nuke. Hybrid Nuke is also into the pits. Oh, I tell you what. Keep an eye on potentially the lead, but we've got 9th, who is now 9th place, Richie Davey, with MX Everglow right behind him. Then we've got Anna69 right behind him, and Front Row Racing GP right behind him. So plenty of battles going on. And I tell you what, Mystic Joker, he's come out right behind this battle, and all of these guys are on the soft compound tyre or the medium compound tyre. So Mystic Joker may lose some time here.
Could be hoping they take each other out and they pit one or the other.
I'll tell you what, Ant69, he's looking to try and attack MX Everglow as they make their way towards the awkward turn 10. And the McLaren just behind him. DRS will be available, but it'll also be available. Let's see, Richie Davey, he's on the medium compound tyre. He's just ahead of MX Everglow, so he's kind of helping him out with a little bit of DRS. But I'm going to... Oh, just seen Charlie getting very, very sideways there. I think get on board with him. So Hindle continuing on. Oh, we're about to go 3 wide here. Oh, MX Everglow sideways. Did he collect the barrier? He nearly collected... Mystic Joker. He'd done well to save that, to be honest. I think he may have a bit of damage or maybe even a puncture. As Front Row Racing GP is now eyeing up Ant69 for a move down into turn 1. Mystic Joker is catching up to them as well. And I think MX Everglow has gone for the pits as GP makes a move up the inside and all over the curb through turn 1. But now Mystic Joker, he is now going to be getting held up.
Someone to watch out for is Konzo. He's catching up to Twist Royalty, but like I said in quali, he's on soft tyres and he's only 3.3 behind his teammate in the lead, so he could have arguably put a little bit of a blinder. If he can one-stop it from here, well, he's on this compound mode anyway, so he'll be quicker towards the end.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what sort of strategy he's going to go for. I mean, I know I've been talking to a few people today about will any drivers copy the strategy that was used by some drivers yesterday. Oh, Twist Royalty, I don't know if that's a little bit of lag or just getting very, very sideways. Could be a mixture of both, but Konzo definitely potentially close enough to attack. But yeah, I mean, for Konzo, it's a good showing so far. I mean, if he can, I reckon he's probably going to... Okay, and so does Twist Royalty. So this is going to gift Konzo the lead of the race now then. Guys, if you can keep an eye on what tyres Hindle and Twist Royalty are going on to.
Mediums.
Ooh. Hindle onto the mediums. Well, Mystic Joker, he's managed to now get ahead of Front Row Racing GP. And he's coming down the start-finish line now. So where is Hindle? Because different compounds being used here, and he's out ahead of Hindle. And now Hindle has got the traffic. Ooh.
And Twist Royalty is medium as well.
Well, okay, guys, do you think then that Hindle and Twist Royalty are looking at going to the end of the race on this set of tyre?
No.
Why would you say no?
No.
No. I think what they might have to do now, though, is stretch out the mediums as long as possible and maybe try another set of super softs. It is possible 2 super softs and mediums, but it's not comfortable.
No. Now, Jason, Tony, you were talking about him a little while ago. I'm guessing he's made a pit stop because he's now in 12th place running a set of soft compound tyres, and he's got Hybrid Nuke just ahead of him on a set of super soft tyres. But I think Hybrid Nuke he has pitted. He pitted sort of end of lap 5. So Hybrid Nuke's gone for super soft, super soft. Many different strategies playing out here for sure. Now, Konzo, he's continued on for another lap, so he's not planning on stopping yet. Andy Russell, who you were talking about earlier, Temp, he's now in 2nd place on the medium compound tyre. However, he has got a horse ahead of him, which is my car, which can be ignored, but he has got Farfbert, JS and Richie Davey not that far behind.
I think the situation with Konzo, he might just sit on the tyres for a little bit. He might see how quickly teammate and Mr. Joker get through this traffic. And if they don't get through quickly, I think he might consider a 1-star, which would be really easy for him.
Quite possibly. Okay, so Hindle has now managed to get ahead of Front Row Racing GP. I think Mystic Joker, he's really in the thick of the traffic here. He's now up to 5th place, 16 or 15 and a half seconds off the lead, with 3 cars just ahead of him, which he needs to try and dispatch as quickly as possible. But this is Richie Davey with a bit of a truly train while he's on the medium compound tyres. So Farfbert, JS, they need to get a shift on, because otherwise Mystic Joker's going to be in a rush to get past.
I think it's to the point now where these mediums aren't just as quick as the softs. But if you started on the tyres anyway, I think it's pretty much of that crossover.
Yeah, I mean, the medium compound tyre, I mean, they'll be consistent for a much, much longer period. And the soft tyres... Oh, Farfbird just ran a little bit wide. That's giving JS the opportunity to make a move, which he's done. And Mystic Joker's trying to capitalise as well, but I think Farfbird's going to re-attack into the final corner. No, he can't do it. We may see a double move here, though, down the start-finish. Mystic Joker and Farfbird. Oh, is there going to be the room, though? If Farfbird moves over, there's going to be no room to make the move. And Hulkenberg decides, I'm going to go defensive. That's actually quite wise, as Farfbird goes very, very deep.
I don't think Mr. Joker would have liked James going that defensive, though. All of a sudden, he kind of just opened the door for Farfbird to then go.
It was a bit of a risky move, that one, I'll say that, but it worked for him. But no contact! That's JS and Mystic Joker, they're off into the barrier. I don't think there's much damage there, but that's going to allow Hindle through. Here comes Twist Royalty, as Mystic Joker's sort of letting him through. I think he's also trying to let JS through as well. All got a very bit messy there, and I think there's just been contact with the other McLaren. I think there may have been McLaren on McLaren, getting very, very hectic, but that's just played into the hands of Hindle absolutely crazily.
I have more information for the Jason situation. He had a severe collision with Milstars, and Milstar got a stop and go penalty for that, so maybe that's why he dropped out so many places.
Oh dear, it could well be. I'm just having a quick look at Konzo. He's still not going for the pits. He's in a very good position. Andy Russell, 2nd place. He's 14 and a half seconds off the lead. And then we're into what was that big battle. Farfbert 3rd place, and Hindle. Hindle is now 19.6 seconds off the lead, which means if Konzo pits on this next lap, he's going to come out sort of right next to his teammate. And we've got cars into the pits. I think there was a Renault there.
Yeah, Andy Russell. I'm quite surprised he pitted, in all honesty. Thought he would have tried the 1-star. And we also had Farfbert in as well. But another set of softs on.
I tell you what, I mean, Jason, he's keeping up with Hybrid Nuke at the moment on the different compounder tyres. Hybrid Nuke closing the gap into the cars ahead. Well, obviously, Mystic Joker and Front Row Racing JS had a bit of a coming together, so that has lost them a little bit of time. But Mystic Joker now 26.5 seconds off the lead. And I've got a feeling that this has got more than enough opportunity to turn on its head a few times, because we haven't even reached half distance yet.
No, the strategy from Hybrid Nuke is surprising me at the moment. They're too super soft in. That makes you think he's going to go mediums when he pits next and can go to the end. I was surprised if we do see a 3-stop over an actual planned strategy.
It's possible that the spin that he had earlier on just absolutely destroyed his tyres, as Konzo looked like he thought about going for the pits, but he's decided to keep on going. And I tell you what, Andy Russell, he has now made his pit stop, and where is he? He's come back out in 11th place, and he's on the soft compound tyres, so he's only taken the medium compound for 10 laps. I tell you what, I reckon he's going for a medium soft, sort of spreading it very evenly, sort of 10-10-9. Or his teammate.
I think Front Racing JS has a bit of damage as Hybrid's pitted and Front Racing JS as well, but yeah, Front Racing JS is going very slowly through the middle sector, so I think he does have some from damage.
Okay, Richard Avey, his mate. Go on, Tony.
We have a question in a chat from Hammer Time that do you think Konzo is doing one stop?
No. I don't. Say
yes.
We'll find out. I've just seen Richard Avey making a move on Millstar. Got very, very close down the start finish, but a nice move into turn 1. I think for Konzo, if he's going to do a 1-stop, he's going to probably what? Well, he may be able to. I mean, from here, 17 laps on mediums.
If you're going to 2-stop and do super soft, you do 11, 11, 7. He's done 12, so unless he's planning on doing soft, super soft, which I do not think that would even be a strategy plan, then he's 1-stop for me. He's going on for another lap. That's 1-stop.
You know what? If I was him, I'd go for the super soft if it was possible. Not if it was possible. If he'd got the tyres to do it, right? Hindle is about to pit stop behind him on a set of medium compound tyres that he's either going to be stretching all the way to the end or he's going to be making another stop on. So if Konzo pits now and puts on a set of super soft tyre, he's going to be quicker potentially, right?
Hindle
so he could
won't get to the end. I'm saying that now as well.
Yeah, okay, but Konzo puts on the super softs, gets past Hindle, opens up a bit of a gap. They both have one more stop to do, and Konzo can still run the super soft tyre if he'd got the tyres available. It's going to be interesting to see what comes of that one.
I think he'll get a super soft that long there.
Okay, I reckon we're about to have a bit of a teammate order situation. Mystic Joker catching up to his teammate. His reserve teammate Twist Royalty, who's having a fantastic drive at the moment in 3rd place. I don't think Twist will hold up Mystic Joker at all. I'll tell you what though, we've got Front Row Racing GP and now Jason battling it out for 5th place. The McLarens kind of came out of nowhere with their interesting qualifying strategy to sort of get themselves up into the sort of top 10, although I think you may have been right, Tempers. Jason's going for the move here. DRS available and making his way around the outside. It looks like Front Racing GP has got his...
speeding now.
Oh, okay. What tyres? If he's going for the mediums, it's a 1-stop.
Softs, and that'll have a quick entry for me, though. I'll double check.
Yeah, it looked like he blew the speed limit.
Okay, so if he's gone for the soft compound tyres, then he's obviously definitely got another stop to do.
We haven't got a drive. I must be seeing things.
Oh. Twist Royalty has had Konzo come out right next to him. Mystic Joker, I think, has made a pit stop because he's not on my screen at the moment. But Konzo has come out just behind Twist Royalty, which could cost him a little bit of time. He needs to try and get past him as quickly as possible. But I mean, if Konzo's done 13 laps on the set of medium compound tyres, then you've got to think, sorry, the softs, he's got to then be thinking, well, another 13 laps, so that takes him to lap 26. So that leaves him 3 laps. Is he going to do 3 laps on mediums? Is he going to do 3 laps on super softs?
With him pitting onto softs, he's, to me anyway, I see it as the worst option he could have chose.
Yeah.
Because him doing 13 on the softs before, and he qualified on those as well, meaning he could actually probably get to the end on these if he wanted to, but he has to run a different tyre. So he should have done the super soft stint or mediums to the end. That's how I see it. I think he's wasted it. He hasn't balanced out the stint lengths.
I wonder if he's had a problem with his pit crew and they've put on the wrong tyre.
That would be the only thing that would explain it for me.
It doesn't, yeah, I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? He's close enough to attack Twist Royalty here, though. He's going to have DRS heading down into turn 1. Well, this is what I was on about as he makes the move. If he'd have put the super soft tyre on, I mean, obviously he's got good tyre wear. If he'd have put the super soft tyre on, I reckon he could have been fighting for potentially the victory instead of...
But like I said, this strategy, it's now... He's halfway to right both strategies, and it's not really getting from it as much as he should have.
Nope. Now, Mystic Joker, he has gone to the super soft tyre. He's not going to get to the end on the super soft tyre.
Not unless he does what he did in Australia, which if he does that here,
sorry, I've just seen there's a big gaggle of cars sort of going round turn 1. Oh no, there's a collision. There's a collision. There's GP and Hybrid Nuke, I think. I couldn't tell exactly what happened there, but both of them ended up in the barrier. And it looks like there's a front wing missing off the McLaren. There is. And Hybrid Nuke, he's still got his front wing attached, but that's going to be a long lap now for the McLaren driver with no front wing, and it's another portion of time lost for the Williams driver.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a race to get for Hybrid already. Nearly halfway through as well.
Yep. Let's see, we've got Dave the Harp, MX Everglow, Ant69 and RDB. Not much of a gap between those guys, as Ant69 on the medium tyre. He's pretty much been near MX Everglow throughout the whole of this race, which I mean, some people would say it doesn't matter where you finish. If you're having a fight all the way through the race, it makes it more interesting, and that's true. If you're driving around all on your own, it can be a little bit dull and boring unless you're way out in the front and you're going for the win. But let's see, Mystic Joker is pumping in some fast lap times now, but I really don't think he's going to get those tyres to the end. But either way, and Tony, what are you keeping an eye on?
I just saw that Chase and Peter, nothing much going on from my viewpoint from now.
I wonder if we will see team orders from Mercedes. Konzo's just taken 4 tenths out of Hindle in the first sector on those tyres. He's only 1.6 behind now.
So
will they battle, or are they going to play the team game?
I can't imagine that they would fight each other, especially if they're on different strategies. Oh, I'll tell you what, Dave the RP's had a bit of a moment. That's going to give MX Everglow a chance to overtake. He's round the outside of the hairpin. This may also give Ant69 a chance to overtake. 3 wide, no 2 wide, now 1 wide, heading into turn 9. Quite nicely done there by Charlie if you can get it slowed down in time, but he's just gifted the other 2 cars DRS. Is Dave or Ant going to be able to attack back? I'm not sure. But this middle of the pack sort of getting very busy again as the strategies are all going to play their parts. But Temp, if you can keep an eye on that Mercedes on Mercedes up at the front, Tony, you find a battle or see what's happening, and I'm going to keep an eye on this at the moment because I reckon it's going to end up in overtakes or end up with cars in the barrier as Ant69 is all over the back of Dave the Harp. I'm wondering if Dave's going to have to make a pit stop soon because he's lost a lot of time on that last lap.
Konzo is choosing not to get the slipstream for his teammate.
Okay, Dave the Harp is into the pits, and Ant continues on, and just behind them was that RDB. Yeah, RDB has got Jason hunting him down, and Jason's on the medium compound tyre again as Jason looks to the inside, fresher tyres, but decides not to attack too aggressively. And Richie Davey has just come out of the pits right behind them on another set of medium compound tyres. And then we've got Front Row Racing JS in 12th. Go on.
We want to see move Condos right behind Hindle into turn 11. He's backed out of it. He was on the inside there. Oh, yeah, I'd be surprised if he's going to make that. Better off waiting till turn 1, make a nice, easy, clean move. But he is, like I say, right behind him, 2 tenths. So we'll see them go side by side in turn 1, hopefully.
Yeah, well, I mean, anyone that watched the World Series last season will know that Hindle is the reigning champion. What they might not know is that the champion before him was Konzo, who had a season in the World Championship. He's now back into the World Series, so Konzo is no slouch. As Hindle now into the pits. Is that's yeah. Well, it's either another set of mediums or another. It's a set of softs, but I think it'll be a set of softs. But
these strategies from Mercedes drivers are interesting ones, and I know that Mercedes don't have an engineer tonight, so I don't know if that's the part of the messy strategies.
Possibly. I've got a feeling, you know, that Konzo will go to the super soft tyre with about 6-7 laps to go. Hindle has come out on a set of soft compound tyres, and I tell you what, Mystic Joker, who made his pit stop earlier, is quite a way up the road now. There's 2 cars between Mystic and, but I'll tell you what, sorry, I'm going to have to cut myself off. There's Richie Davey. He's getting side by side with, who was that? It was RDB, and Jason is there in the mix as well. Oh, it's getting so close between the Force India and the Renault as they're really trying to battle it out. Richie Davey on a fair enough brand new set of medium compound tyres. He's going to have a look into the airpin. He's got to. Yeah, up the inside. The move is done. But RDB having a better exit. I don't think it's worth trying to attack back into turn 10. I mean, turn 10's not a corner you want to overtake around unless you're already side by side going in there. Okay, I'm tempted to try and have a run through the order, but what I think I might do instead, Tony, if you can pop up the race director on your screen and you can talk us through the running order there while I keep an eye on the battles that are happening on the track.
Okay, we have Konzo in the lead, and second place is Twist Royalty, then Mystic Joker, Andy Russell, Sparta, Hindle in 6th, 7th is Ant, Jason, Richie Davey, RDP, JS, Millstar, Hybrid Nuke is 13th.
1 second please, Tony. 1 second please, Tony. Richie Davey going for the move down into turn 1. Jason giving him the room to make that move. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, remaining drivers. 14th is Dave the Harp. 15th MX Everglow, Nightworker. 16th Seleni. 17th then GP in currently last place in 18th.
Okay. Thank you very much for that, Tony. So Konzo then leading the way. Twist Royalty 8 seconds behind him on a set of medium compound tyres. I think we'll see him going potentially for a set of super softs. The end of this race is going to get very, very interesting. Mystic Joker is right behind from a Racing GP, blue flag situation, and GP getting nicely out of the way there. Mystic Joker is 17.5 seconds off the lead, and I think he's got another pit stop to make.
Yeah, I think he will pit again, but he will go for another set of super softs, which could bring him and Hindle very close together, very end of the race.
It could do, but I don't think it's... Well, yeah, it might bring him and Hindle close together, but I don't think he's... I think Konzo's in a solid position at the moment.
Yeah, Konzo is definitely not in range of Mystic Joker. I think Mystic Joker is looking more at Hindle.
Yeah, well, I mean, for Mystic Joker, he's got another stop to do, so I think for Konzo, he's looking at Hindle. Mystic Joker, I don't know what he's looking at. Maybe the presidential debate has just blown his mind. But what we have got is Andy Russell in 4th, 26 seconds behind the leader, with Hindle closing in on him quite quickly. So Hindle's just under 27 seconds behind the leader. He's 27 seconds behind Konzo, which means when Konzo makes his pit stop, he's going to have about a 6-second advantage. As Hindle is trying to make the move, he had a look up the outside of turn 10 and showed there why it's not always a good idea to go for the move, backed out of it, wait for the DRS. He could do with getting past and pulling away straight away, but he's got to be quick enough to break DRS. So here he goes up at the inside into turn 11. A nice move there and nice driving from Andy Russell as well. But now Hindle needs to try and break that DRS zone within 3 corners, otherwise Andy Russell's going to be coming back at him.
We have a battle between Ant and Richie Davey, and Richie Davey just overtook him, but there is Jason behind them, so it's a 3-car battle.
I think Jason, he's going for the move. Is he? It looked like it. I think there's a little bit of a love affair going on here between Arazor and Jason, because every time Tony's talked, I'm sure the word Jason has been in there.
No, that's just coincidence.
Coincidence. I tell you what though, Jason, I mean, he's a driver that's worth keeping an eye on. There were a lot of drivers, as Ant69 goes to the pits. Jason is a guy that will more often than not score points. He's that kind of driver. He might not always win a race, but he'll always do his best and potentially score points. Mystic Joker's made another pit stop. He's on the soft compound tyre. He's now down into 4th place, and he's got Richie Davey right behind him. Now, he does know who Richie Davey is. He's raced against him a few times, but we've not seen Richie Davey attack Mystic Joker in the World Series yet. And if he gets a chance to do it, it could be interesting.
I'm surprised he put a set of softs on.
MX Everglow, his race is over, unfortunately. Twist Royalty, I think he's made a stop recently as well. He has. He's now on the soft compound tyre. Hindle is now up into 2nd place. Konzo, what are you going to do? Konzo, I think you should get into the pits and bolt on a set of super soft tyres. You've got to make another stop anyway. You might as well do it sooner rather than later. Oh, who's that coming out of the pits? Is that Nightwalker or is that Hindle? Either way, it'll be a blue flag situation. Sorry, true. I didn't mean Hindle. I meant Hybrid Nuke or Nightwalker. Apologies, Nightwalker. It's because Hybrid Nuke and Hindle were teammates in the Williams last season.
Excuse.
It is.
No.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, over the last lap or two, Konzo has opened up a gap on Hindle, but Hindle has had to make a couple of overtakes. I think Konzo will put this lap now. This lap. Yeah, he's within range. I mean, he's got to use either super softs or mediums. Now, if he uses, actually, I think it'll be the medium compound tyre. I'll tell you what he's done. He's gone long on the softs. He's gone maybe go long again on the softs to be on the medium compound tyre for as short a time as possible, because they're not very quick at the end of the race. Because to have 2 brand new sets of softs in the race means you've got no super softs for the race.
But he'd have had a set from quali or 2.
We have a stop and go penalty for Konzo for ignoring yellow flag.
Oh no, he will not be happy. He will not be happy about that.
He's not paying.
Well, I mean, for a moment I thought it was a stop-go penalty. That's the 5-second added on stop-go penalty, isn't it? So if it is an incorrect penalty that Konzo has been given there, he can appeal that after the race. So although he may end up getting a 5-second penalty during his pit stop, it will be appealable. Okay, guys, have a look through the order, if you will, and see if we've got any battles kicking off. But yeah, as I was mentioning a moment ago with Konzo, it's possible that if he has, I mean, he could comfortably pit and use super softs now. I'm just thinking though, because he's not been doing that, I'm wondering if he's trying to go as long as possible to put the medium compound tyre on, so he's only on them for 4, 5, 6 laps, meaning there's less chance for Hindle to catch him.
But then you question, for 4, 5, 6 laps, wouldn't he be better off with the super softs.
Well, yeah, he would. He would.
It's really confused me. I don't like this. I don't like this.
Okay, have we got any battles, guys? Have we got anything kicking off? Okay. How is M. Zeleny doing? The admins pick rookie, currently running in 13th place on the soft compound tyre. We saw he had a bit of a spin earlier. He's about to gain a place as RDB makes his way into the pits, I believe that was. Unless I was.
So it's splitting now.
Okay.
Or doing the.
He's doing the stop-go penalty, and it is a set of super soft tyres. Now, the gap that he had on Hindle could help him. It was about 28 seconds. Is it going to be close?
Just come out of the corner. I think it's
going to be close.
Will make it close.
Here he comes. Here he comes. But it looks like Konzo has come out in the lead. He has. Hindle is right behind him, but Konzo now on the faster compound tyre. So even having served a 5-second stop-go penalty, he has managed to come out just ahead of Hindle. And if they are on a chat together, I don't know, if you were Konzo, what would you be saying to Hindle?
I don't think there is anything you can say but what Hindle's saying to Konzo. How have you done that?
I tell you what, Konzo, he's already opened up a little bit of a gap. I did just spot as well in the background there's a Toro Rosso having a bit of a spin, and Millstar's race is over, unfortunately, 24 laps into the race. I don't know if that was due to a collision or what, I don't know. Perhaps one of the guys can have a look on the race director, but Konzo's already opened up a gap. Well, called it fairly right, I reckon.
Yeah, I'm still surprised about the strategy call though.
Well, here's one for you. Go on.
I think there's like, if he altered his pit stop, like the laps he pitted on, he could easily find himself gaining an extra 5 seconds over the course of the race.
Well, possibly, but here's one strategy call that I think may need to be made, and that is that Twist Royalty, having a fantastic race, in 3rd place, does he say, no, I'm having 3rd, or does he say to his teammate, it's okay mate, you can have the place, I'm the reserve driver, I'll let you have it. Oh, so Richie Davey, he's having a battle with a ghost car. I thought we was having some excitement then. But Richie Davey into the pits. That's going to be for a set of super soft tyres, I think. And here comes Jason to gain a place. So up to
you
fifth.
get a razor speak by Jason.
he's mine.
I was teammate with him like one season. That's why.
That's where the connection is. Now, interestingly, the car ahead of Jason is not the car that's there for position, because Jason's running in 5th place at the moment, and the Williams ahead of him, I think, is a lap down. There's the Haas there. If anyone's been wondering, that's my car, the broadcast car.
He was smashed Farfa behind him on a set of super softs, so we could see a position change here.
And Farfa's gaining on him very, very quickly, isn't he?
What we're gaining on him, he's already all over the back of him, I think.
He's trying to overtake him. Go on, Tony.
I wonder what in Hybrid Nuke's mind he overtook a car that Ferrari a lap ago, but they are not in the same lap. Like Hybrid Nuke was in pole, but now he's in 16th place. That's got to be devastating for him. Like he was, I think he was like thinking for great results, but now not so much.
I mean, it will have been painful for him. And here comes Farfa. He's been looking. I've seen him make moves into the final corner in previous seasons. He's not going to do it on this occasion, but oh yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. And that's kind of how I've seen him do it in the past as well. Excuse me.
It's like calling him Kobayashi.
Yeah. Well, Kobayashi. But yeah, okay, so Farfa now up to 5th place. But I think what you said there, Tony, is absolutely spot on. Hybrid Nuke will not be pleased with how this race has gone. I mean, when I spoke to Hybrid Nuke before the race, I asked him... we asked all the drivers what sort of tyres they'll bring to the event, but also I asked Hybrid Nuke how many pit stops do you think will be needed for this race, And he said, not sure about tyres yet, whether I'll go for medium setup and start race on super softs or hard and start on softs. Looking at 2 stops provided it's all going good. It's time to rack up some points or rank up some points, so anyone in front of me, look out. Unfortunately, definitely not gone his way in this race. So I do feel for him on that one. For Konzo, though, well, he's having an absolute blinder at the moment. I think he's sort of... Well, I tell you what, I mean, if he continues on like he is doing for the last few laps, I mean, all of a sudden it's like, well, okay, who's faster in the Mercedes team?
Yeah, especially when you take into account he has had a 5-second stop go as well.
Do you want
Should be
to...
5 seconds down the road.
I tell you what, I'm going to mention what Konzo said when I had a word with him before the race. And the question I asked Konzo was, after your last event where you didn't finish, have you got over it and will it affect this race? He said, well, quick comment on last week's race. My TV was playing up during qualifying, so I couldn't see anything on the screen, then lost internet connection in 9th place in the race. For Bahrain, I feel confident in getting the top 5 result here. Choosing harder tyre compounds. Tyre wear is terrible. Well, I tell you what, his tyre wear's been fairly damn good in this race, so if he thinks his tyre wear is terrible, then he's going to have to rethink that one, I reckon.
Yeah, he's had literally the result that I wish I could have had. Poor race in Australia and owned it in Bahrain.
Yeah.
You have to have words of him.
Well, Mystic Joker is now closing up to the back of Twist Royalty. I want to quickly get to...
Yeah, I wonder if there is team orders, like Twist Royalty is backup driver reserved, so he can't rack up personal points, but Mystic Joker can, so
yeah.
maybe there is something coming.
Well, Tony, if you was in Twist Royalty's seat, what would you do?
You want to show your best, but you're racing for the team, so yeah, I don't know.
For this much you can do about it anyway. I think Mr. Joker's got a tyre wear over him here.
Quite possibly. I mean, it's an interesting one for Twist Royalty, though. I mean, yeah, Mr. Joker's all over the back of him now. I mean, in many respects, as the reserve driver, you saying, sort of going, okay, I'll let you have the place. It kind of says you're a team player. But also, you've shown you've got the speed to be in that potential 3rd position. But at the same time, there'd be nothing wrong with Twist Royalty saying, look, I'm not going to defend you, but you're going to have to overtake me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those. He can, like you say, let him through and just be like, okay, I'll let you through for the team, but I could have stayed ahead if I wanted to. He could always say that, but...
Yeah. Well, Mystic Joker, we talked to him before the race, and I asked him, after last week's result, do you feel you could match that for this event? And he said, really looking forward to today's race, as Bahrain is one of my favourite tracks to go around and has provided some great close racing in the past. As far as tyres go, I'm going to be going soft and go full on attack. Last race I was truly incredible, especially with the roller coaster the last race was truly incredible. He wasn't big in his ego up there, my apologies. He wasn't saying I was incredible, as he's definitely in a position to make the move on this occasion. So I'm just going to hang on. There we go. Through he goes. I think that was definitely a little bit of a... Yeah, you've got me. I'll let you go. Okay, so yeah, he was saying last race was incredible for him. He definitely feels like his pace around here is solid and looking to do the same. Doesn't know if his tyre wear will be as good. Just hoping to keep the momentum going and get a podium if possible. So there we go.
Gonzo has half of the lap remaining.
You're right. He's already on to the last lap. I tell you what, the second half of this race has gone ridiculously quick. But guys, if you can just have another quick look through the order, see if we've got anything kicking off on this final lap of the race that we may have to go and have a look at. But for Konzo, what a way to re-announce yourself in the World Series. Obviously, some drivers may feel that it would have been very, very different if what happened to them didn't happen to them, but unfortunately it did, and it has. And Konzo, I think Konzo has just held his breath so much that he nearly passed out with that sideways moment for him.
RDP is fighting JS.
Okay, we'll come and have a look at that in a moment, because Konzo is now going around the final corner for the final time. I've got to say, what a race he has had here. Kind of came out of nowhere, pulled it out of the bag, and he's going to cross the line to take the victory in Bahrain. Full congratulations to him.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
You've got half a lap to go as well, so he's probably just going to be angry that in shame.
Okay, Hindle crossing the line in second place, and I tell you what, Mystic Joker is in third, but Twist Royalty is actually right next to him, taking fourth place. So the Manners crossing the line side by side. And let's see, is it Farfba? Farfba is in fifth place at the moment, so that'll be a fantastic result for him. With Jason in sixth place, that's a good result for him, and he's happy with it. You can tell he's happy with that. Richie Davey comes around the corner, seventh place on the super soft tyres, and Dave the Harp on mediums in eighth place, and he has got Ant69 right behind him, but it does look like it'll be eighth and ninth for them respectively. Then we get to Andy Russell.
Not going to get points.
It won't let me go on to Andy Russell. Oh, there we go. He's got a puncture.
That's so unfortunate. He was running about fifth, I think.
Well, JS crosses the line in 10th place, I believe that is. And he's got a Force India just behind him, which I think may have been RDB. Emzeleni, he's in 13th place. Can Andy Russell get to the line before he can catch him? I think he might be able to, because Andy Russell, when I saw him, was in 12th place, and yes, he has crossed the line, but it's a good result for Emzeleni there. Wow, what a race. What a race. So it's showing Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton as finishing first and second, and this is where it's really more helpful if the drivers actually don't leave the lobby, because now we've got podium pictures where the names are wrong. So Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton have come first and second instead of...
I've got the driver names.
Okie doke, well that's handy then. But there we go, there's the result. A few penalties popped in there, but what a race. What a fantastic race there.
Yeah. Mystic Joker only finished 4 seconds behind Hindle in the end. I still think if he put a set of super softs on, he actually could have got second.
Well,
I still do feel the same way.
Well, I mean, it was close. I mean, his teammate, Twist Royalty, it was only one. I told you they were close across the line. It was only 1/10 between the two of them, which would have meant, had Mystic Joker got an in-game penalty or anything like that, it would have put him a position down. But anyway, a cracking race there. Tony, if I've suggested all of the drivers to you, if you can invite in Konzo, Hindle and Mystic Joker, and we'll have a chat with them on the podium, because that was a very, very interesting race.
I think Hindle's not getting very happy again.
Well, for Hindle, I think in one way you could perhaps go, yeah, I'm not pleased I should have won that race, but in another, should be pleased that he did beat... Well, his teammate won. You've got to be happy for him about that. And he himself finished second, so he beat everybody else. And that is a positive. It's definitely a positive. So...
That's the way I see it, though. He's had two races in a row now where he should have won, and he had... I think he'll see it.
Well, we'll find out in a few moments what he does think, as Hindle and Mystic Joker have joined us. And if anyone has got any questions that they want us to ask the drivers on your behalf, feel free to comment in the YouTube comments with @FRR, and we'll get Tony to ask those questions. And to our podium sitters, if you can just quickly make sure that you've got your microphone set to allow to be shared, otherwise nobody will hear you. And our podium sitters are Konzo 1993 for Petrol Pumpers Mercedes in first place. In second place, also for Petrol Pumpers Mercedes, it's Hindle. And in third place for Yanken Limey Manor, it's Mystic Joker. So, Konzo, over to you. What a comeback. What a comeback. Going from World Championship to World Series, the unfortunate happenings of the World Series Round 1, to all of a sudden re-announcing your name in the World Series in style. What a race. Well done. Did it all go to plan?
Pretty much did go to plan. strategy going into the race. I was going to start in the softs, but I wasn't sure what to do afterwards. I wasn't sure if I was going to go soft and mediums or softs and then super soft. It just depends how long the tyres lasted for.
So what did you decide to do with the strategy? I mean, we saw what you did do, but what was you thinking behind it? Because you had us baffled, because we're like, okay, you done 13 laps, are you going to do like 4 laps on the mediums at the end? What's going on? So take us through your thinking on that.
I had the 20-second penalty in my mind because I had a time penalty going into this race, so I was like, well, I might as well try and go as fast as I can and try and make a gap, see where I could finish in the end. So.
You know what? It's a good point, that. I actually did forget about that. You've got a rollover penalty, haven't you? A 20-second rollover penalty. Which, well, oh dear. Which means... yeah. Well, maybe. You never know. Well, I'll tell you what. As frustrating as it is then that you got a rollover penalty, you know what to do with that one. Don't blame FRR. It was a rule that really most of us didn't want to bring in, or the admins didn't want to bring in. But there we go. So unfortunate for you, but you have shown that you've got more than enough speed to take victories here. I mean, as you were going through like the first and second stint, at what point were you thinking, I've got a chance of actually winning this on the day?
I think the point of the race was, I think when Ryan was knocked the British front wing off, I think he had a collision with somebody. I think it was GP or someone, I don't know. But he had a collision with somebody and he was losing time. And Mystic Joker had something wrong as well because they were both in front of me in the first stint. So at that point, I was like, well, I've got a good chance here, because I started on the soft, so...
I think they both got stuck in traffic.
And...
yeah, and traffic as well, yeah.
There was traffic and incidents. Okay, TempFear, Tony, any questions you want to ask to Konzo?
I'm going to talk to you about stint lengths here, because you baffled me. You did... So you qualified on them first set of softs, and you did 13 laps. But then you took the second set 12 or 11 laps, even though you didn't do qualifying on them?
So the second set's shorter.
Would you not thought about maybe balancing out the stint lengths a bit more, and maybe even going for a lap extra on the super softs at the end to gain you more time?
Well, funny thing you should say that is my super soft tyre wear was like 40% at the end, so I could have maybe done a bit better on that one. But
because it just baffled me. You went longer. You're at the longest on the first set of tyres, which you also did qualifying on.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I was just like, what's he doing?
Probably baffled himself. Okay, Tony, any questions for Tony? Any questions for Konzo?
Sadly, no. I can't figure out anything.
Okay, Konzo, we'll come back to you in a few moments' time. We'll move over to Hindle. Now, Hindle, well done, second place. Now, just before you guys came into the commentary box, TempFear was wondering whether you're going to be pleased with that one or frustrated with that one, because it's another race that potentially you could have won. Obviously, having been reminded of Konzo's time penalty, that would have been something you'd have known about. But I'm just interested in what your emotions are after this race and how you thought the race went, because obviously after round one in Australia, it was an emotional roller coaster in the not most enjoyable of ways. So how has Bahrain been for you?
Better than I expected, to be honest. But yeah, to what Temp said, I should have won that again by a country mile. I went a lot longer than Mystic did on his first stint, so I knew he'd undercut me. But then I seen all the traffic and I thought, well, I'm going to go another extra lap or two, come out still behind him. So did that, got through the traffic, and I think GP was on dead tyres and he braked a bit earlier than I was expecting, and I went straight into the back of him, half a wing for the whole of my medium stint. So every lap I was still losing time to Connor, even though he was on dead tyres. So I said at that stage, I said, you're going to win. I said, you've got this in the win, you've got it in the bag. And then he reminded me, he said, I've got a 20-second penalty as well, haven't you? I was like, Yes, you do.
And all of a sudden you're happy again.
Yeah, but the second stint, I was just losing too much time, so I had to pit earlier than I would have liked for the softs, and I think I finished with 80% wear on the front left on the softs, because that last lap, I took it so easy, just to make sure I got over the line, because I knew Connor had the 20-second penalty, and then at the end of the race he said, I'm going to appeal the 5-second stop and go penalty I had, because he got an illegal overtake on the back marker. So I was thinking, oh my god, what was the gap between us when it was 14.3, and I was a good boy this event. I didn't ETL once, so I know I've got this one, so I'm happy on that front.
Can we just have a recording of that in case you do get a penalty?
Yeah.
If I get a penalty, there's something not right, I'm telling you.
The other way to do it is have a look at Conzo's. But anyway, very, very well done. Tony, any questions for Hindle?
Was there significantly less swear words than the last race?
Yeah, a lot less. I mean, I was a bit annoyed when I lost my front wing, because again, I just pitted and it was the last corner on the lap. I just pitted and I'd lost half of my wing. I think it was on dark orange, and I just thought, why me? Why me? But yeah, it come scary in the end. So happy with P2. Well, I hopefully P1 in the end, but yeah.
You can always give up P1 if you want.
Well, we'll see what happens there. But very well done, Hindle, and we'll move over now to Mystic Joker. Mystic, a bit of an interesting race, that one. I mean, Australia, a little bit like Hindle, it was an emotional roller coaster, but for yourself, in a good sense. I've got a bit of a feeling that this one was perhaps a little bit more frustrating. So, first of all, I'd kind of like to know what your thoughts were about how qualifying ended up, but also how the race went, 'cause it looked like it was a little bit bumpy out there on occasion.
Yeah, so as far as quality goes, I was thinking about maybe starting on the soft instead, and then going from there, but I messed up early on in my lap, and so I backed out of that, came back in, switched back over to the super softs, and went from there. I was pretty happy with my lap time. I knew people could definitely go a little bit quicker, even myself, so I was just hoping, because the time was almost up when I set mine, so I was just hoping that no one was going to get it. Unfortunately, Hybrid Nuke got me right at the last second. But yeah, I'm happy with quali. As far as the race goes, though, yeah, I'm pretty frustrated. I mean, I'm happy that I remade, some decent points, made up for whatever happened out there. So I'm happy with that, but yeah, pretty frustrating.
Well, you can definitely tell that in your voice. Obviously, there was a couple of collisions that we did see out there. Obviously, that adds to the frustration. But also, there's got to be some good points to it. I mean, Twist Royalty, comes in as a reserve driver. And, obviously, we don't know if there was any kind of team orders or anything like that. And we were discussing what each driver may or may not do. But, any comments about how Twist Royalty performed today?
I was extremely impressed. He had solid pace. I really wasn't expecting that, to be honest. So that was good. I was pushing like crazy on that final set of softs to hopefully catch him. I knew second and first was completely out of the question. So, I went in, and when I went in for the softs there, I was really surprised to see him go back in two ahead of me. And so I was so worried that he was going to hold me up there. Luckily, didn't really hurt me, so then I was able to catch him. But as far as like team order goes and stuff, nah, there wasn't anything. So Yeah, he tried throwing one down the inside, I think, on the final two corners, but I managed to just hold him off. But
We-
no, good for him.
Were
All's
you
good.
were you looking in your mirrors as you were going up to the line? Because it was close. It was close.
Yeah, I was so scared, especially on the final two corners. My tires were absolutely gone. I was so scared I was gonna get a puncture. And yeah, so like that whole lap, that whole final lap, I was just so worried, just trying to, maintain decent speed, but also watching my tire and then also watching my teammate right behind me. So
Well, very well
yeah.
done. Well, I'm going to hand over to Tony and Temp. Any questions for Mystic Joker?
Was you pretty annoyed at the start that you couldn't shake Hindor? Was that why you pitted so early as well, just to try and like effectively undercut him and pull out a bit of a gap?
Nah, honestly, Hindle wasn't putting any pressure on me. Things were going as planned. I was planning on pitting a little bit earlier, and that's what I did. Yeah, no, like I said before, I've raced with Hindle here before, and so I knew we were going to be really, really similar on pace, so I wasn't really too worried. I knew down the straights, even with DRS, he couldn't really get me, so yeah, that worked out for me. But
Yeah, you'll be sorted at Monaco then. Just park it on pole.
Yeah. Okay, Tony, any questions?
It looks like it's going to be shaped up like Mercedes versus Manor. So any thoughts about that? Is it going to be a season-long battle, or is it just now?
Probably go. I think it'll go the season, but if it gets finished early on, fair enough.
yeah, same thing.
Okay. Right, well, let's congratulate Mystic Joker on third place there. Very, very well done. As frustrating as it may have been. So we'll quickly go back to Konzo. Okay, Konzo, if there's obviously no further issues or anything like that, you're not getting any rollover penalties from this event to the next, does that mean then that in China we can expect to see you fighting for another victory?
I need to practice a bit more China first, but I think I'll be up there. I think I'll be up there at least.
I want to hear you say you will be up there, not think.
Think I will be up there then.
We'll have to wait and see. It's usually the way though when people say I'm going to do this, it's one of those what's this moments. Yeah. But anyway, congratulations to Konzo, Hindle and Mystic Joker for a fantastic race there. You guys are now actually, before I do release you from the commentary box, Tony, do we have any questions for them from the YouTube viewers?
No, I don't see questions, but I think TempFear has something to say.
Me? Nah, I think if it's what he's on about, it's Barth or Paul as we know him, he's screaming in these comments. He wants a little like congratulations, a little shout out for making it 14 places in the race. So here you go, Paul or Barth, as many people will know him.
Well,
Shout out, well done.
that is probably the most sarcastic clap I've ever heard. Someone going,
That wasn't me, by the way, who clapped.
you can just sort of picture it. You know they're shaking their head from side to side like a bobblehead doll as well. So sarcastic. But no, I mean, congratulations to Farf there. I mean, we haven't finished the show. There's still something else I want to do. Okay, so yeah, Konzo, well done, Hindle and Mystic Joker. You are now freed from your bonds of the commentary booth. Thank you very much for putting on the great showing, and good luck in the next event in 2 weeks' time at China. Okay, quickly want to have a run through some of the pre-race comments that we perhaps didn't get to. Excuse me. Hindle, I don't think we mentioned his pre-race comments. I actually asked him whether there was a corner that'll help on overtaking at this track, and obviously there is one, but I asked that question to see if anyone says, well, this one, I like overtaking here. But Hindle said, have to move on from the first race, pretend this is the first race. Bahrain is my worst track, as well as China, so damage limitation. Going for the harder compounds, main straight and turn one, obvious overtaking spot. But obviously, if Hindle's had a showing like that at a track he doesn't particularly like, it just goes to show what he's capable of on tracks he does like.
Drivers there.
No, neither do I.
They all say Bahrain's the worst track, and then they all go and win.
Yeah.
All go second. That's like, okay, so as the tracks you love, I want you to win it then by a mile.
Yeah. Okay, Dave the Harp asked him where he was aiming to qualify, and he said that he was still struggling for pace, having to rely on DNFs or penalties, which is not good. Bringing the harder sets, hopefully to qualify in the top 10. I think he finished in the top 10, so he should be quite pleased with that. Jason, his teammate, asked him if there was a driver he was aiming to beat in this race, and he said, I think I will bring the balanced tyres. I have no great expectations for tonight's race. Don't like this sandy track, and lack of practice doesn't make it easier, but always fun to race. As usual, I'm happy with some points for me and the team, and of course I'm aiming to beat my teammate, and he's pretty much accomplished all of those, so well done to him. Unfortunately, Rickster could not make it this evening, so I won't mention his comments there, because he basically says, I've had no practice. Charlie, I feel sorry for Charlie with not making it to the end of the race. Didn't see exactly what happened to him. And I asked him after your last event, where you didn't finish, have you got over it, and will it affect your race? So similar question to Konzo. And he actually started off with, hello my lovely, can I reply a little bit later? I'm still over the moon that I've just got tickets to see Coldplay. He eventually replied with good evening, well, with my 20-second penalty, because he also had a rollover penalty which is now served, he said, I'm just going to try long stints and try and help Ricky. Unlikely to qualify, not my favourite circuit, so hope there's carnage ahead. There was a bit of carnage, and he'll have to help Ricky in another way. On to Farthba. I asked him if this is a track that he likes or dislikes, and he said, tyre choice, I don't know, you never know, and Bahrain is like any other track, you get on with it and drive, and that is exactly what he did, gaining plenty of places and scoring himself some decent points. He also added, and my pre-race comment is justice for hey-ho double toe, although he actually put he actually put hee-ho. Yeah. It's a bit of an interesting justice for what? We'll see.
That's a very powerful comment.
Yeah. RDB, we didn't really see much of him in the race, obviously Farthba's teammate. I asked him if he'd had any issues setting his car up for the race, and he said, looking forward to this one, a favourite track of mine, and had some epic battles in the desert over the years. Again, my first aim is to get to the flag and hopefully into the points. Harder compounds definitely don't like the super softs, and setup feels good with good straight line speed. And I'm not sure exactly what happened to RDB in that race. It looked like it could have been a bit of a tricky one. For Millstar, unfortunately he didn't get to the end, but he said he's bringing the hard tyres again, and he also said, I'm worried I haven't been able to practice too much, but I have quality I believe around here, and top 5 should be possible today. Unfortunately it was a DNF. Ant69 was asked if he likes or doesn't like this track, and also asked about his tyres, and he said probably balanced again, hopefully a clean race because I want to battle whoever I'm around. Had one strategy all week but now can't decide out of 3, so just go to play it as it folds out. And to be honest, Ant spent most of the race battling with MX Everglow, so an interesting race for him. And that is pretty much all of the drivers' comments done there, I believe. So, any final thoughts from TempFear and Tony on that race there tonight?
It was an interesting one. Again, I feel like, again, well, you always get this, but some drivers will be happy, some will be annoyed. Kind of feel for Konzo a bit with his penalty from the last race. Not really all his fault, and he's kind of going to lose out on the winning it unless he is a little bit cheeky and reports his teammate, which you never know. Yeah. Could do it. I wouldn't blame him, but. He should have some nice confidence though going into China, because well, his teammates have been gifted a win effectively. It's not even like he's won it on PA.
Well, I mean, let's put it this way: if Konzo finishes second with a 20-second rollover penalty, I mean, at the start of the race, you'd probably take that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, Tony, your final thoughts on the event there?
That was a great race, lots of action happening, and it was pretty clean race. Not much that kind of stuff happening, so I like that race.
What I think is going to be interesting for you is the advert videos that you've been doing. The first couple have been absolutely brilliant. The last one sort of goes Hindle and Mystic Joker battling it out, and the Mana team, and now all of a sudden it's like, okay, what am I going to do now? Because now you got Konzo and Hindle, Mercedes versus Mana, you got Twist Royalty coming in the mix. Hybrid Nuke's been hugely unfortunate in this race. I mean, there is so much that you could do with that. So good luck, Tony, with creating that video.
I don't think it'll be adverts anymore. I think it'll be like actual whole videos. It's going to be a pre-warm-up event, pretty much.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what happens there. Okay, just getting to the closing moments of the show then. Quickly mention that the Front Row Racing Project Cars Leagues are back up and running from this Sunday. So if anyone is interested in racing on Project Cars, get in touch with Front Row Racing on the Facebook page. The next World Series event is in 2 weeks' time. That'll be at China. So next Wednesday and Thursday is the World Championship Reserves on Wednesday, which is no assists, and the World Series Reserves on Thursday, which is assists allowed. And both of those reserve systems are where new drivers can come and join and take part and put themselves in the mix to have the opportunity to be chosen by any of the drivers as a reserve driver for them in a World Championship or World Series race, but also to put themselves in a position where if permanent places do become available, that they can be offered to them. The numbers in the World Championship Reserves has picked up over the last few weeks, and with it being a brand new system, it's been going quite well. In the World Series, we've seen the numbers drop a lot. We have been working on that as well. But if you are interested in getting involved in F1 2016 on PlayStation 4, then definitely don't hesitate. Come and find Front Row Racing on Facebook. I'll even put a link to the Facebook page in the description, and just drop us a message. We will need some information off you, for example, a PSN screenshot of your internet speed test, some information about whether you are hardwired or Wi-Fi, whether there's other people using the internet when you're going to be online, things like that, because connectivity is obviously important, and also we're going to need to know whether you want to run with assists off or assists on. But yeah, get in touch, don't hesitate, and we will get you involved next Wednesday or next Thursday, or even both. The opportunity is there for drivers to get involved in both the World Series Reserves and the World Championship Reserves. Okay, I think that pretty much brings us to an end. So, from TempFear, Arazor21 and myself, Front Row Racing DP, thank you very much for watching. Thank you to my co-commentators for entertaining us this evening.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And thank you very much to all of our viewers for watching. So feel free to like, share, tell your mates, and we'll see what happens on the next show. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all again soon.